Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to break down one of the most important financial events in India, the Union Budget 2026-27. Presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, this marks her ninth consecutive budget, showing strong continuity in economic policymaking. Every year, the budget shapes the direction of the country, influencing jobs, businesses, taxes, investments, and even the prices you pay in daily life. So in this video, I'll explain the most important and interesting announcements in simple terms so you can clearly understand what this budget means for you and for India's future. Let's start with the big picture. The government has made it clear that its priority is long-term economic growth. One of the strongest signals of this is the sharp increase in capital expenditure. The government has allocated around 12.2 lakh crore for infrastructure and development projects. Capital expenditure basically means money spent on building assets like highways, railways, airports, power systems, and digital infrastructure. When a country invests heavily in these areas, it creates jobs, boosts demand in industries like steel and cement, improves logistics, and ultimately accelerates economic growth. Infrastructure continues to be the backbone of this budget. One of the most exciting announcements is the proposal to develop multiple high-speed rail corridors connecting major economic hubs across the country. Faster rail networks reduce travel time, improve business efficiency, and encourage regional development. Imagine being able to travel between major cities in just a few hours. It transforms tourism, trade, and employment opportunities. Along with railways, the government is also focusing on waterways. Expanding national waterways is a smart move because transporting goods through water is significantly cheaper than road or air. Lower logistics costs help Indian products become more competitive globally, which is essential if India wants to strengthen its position as a manufacturing powerhouse. Speaking of manufacturing, this budget strongly pushes the Make in India vision forward. A major initiative is the Biopharma Shakti program, backed by massive funding. The goal is to turn India into a global hub for pharmaceutical and biotech manufacturing. This not only reduces dependence on imports, but also positions India as a leader in supplying medicines worldwide, something we saw the importance of during global health crises. The government is also reviving hundreds of legacy industrial clusters. Many traditional manufacturing centers lost competitiveness over time due to outdated technology and poor infrastructure. By modernizing these clusters, the government aims to bring them back to life, support small businesses, and generate employment in semi-urban and rural areas. Now let's talk about taxes, because this is the part most people care about the most. The new Income Tax Act is expected to simplify compliance by reducing complexity in tax rules and forms. While tax slabs remain unchanged, stability itself can be reassuring. Sudden tax increases often create uncertainty, so maintaining consistency allows individuals and businesses to plan their finances better. Another notable change is how buybacks will be taxed. Aligning them with capital gains taxation creates more uniformity in the system and reduces loopholes. Over time, cleaner tax structures improve transparency and investor confidence. There's also good news for non-resident Indians. The budget proposes easing compliance requirements and expanding investment opportunities in Indian equities. Increasing investment limits can bring more foreign money into Indian markets, strengthening liquidity and supporting economic expansion. Energy security is another major focus area. The government has announced a substantial allocation for carbon capture and clean energy initiatives. As the world shifts towards sustainability, countries that invest early in green technologies gain a huge advantage. Duty exemptions on lithium-ion battery components and solar materials signal a clear push toward renewable energy adoption. Why is this important? Because energy demand in India is growing rapidly. Supporting clean power today prevents environmental damage tomorrow while also creating new industries and jobs in sectors like electric mobility and battery manufacturing. Healthcare hasn't been ignored either. Investments aimed at strengthening medical infrastructure and promoting traditional systems like Ayurveda reflect a dual approach. Modern healthcare expansion combined with support for India's heritage medicine systems. Improving healthcare access directly impacts productivity, life expectancy, and overall quality of life. Education and skill development are equally crucial for a young country like India. Plans to expand higher education infrastructure, encourage innovation, and provide modern skill programs show that the government is thinking about the workforce of the future. After all, infrastructure builds the economy, but skilled people sustain it. Another interesting dimension of this budget is support for MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises. These businesses employ millions of Indians and act as the engine of grassroots economic activity. Financial support and growth funds can help them scale, adopt technology, and compete internationally. The financial sector is also expected to see structural improvements, with proposals aimed at strengthening banking systems and simplifying trade through digital platforms. A smoother financial ecosystem makes it easier for businesses to operate and for entrepreneurs to access capital. For individuals planning to study or seek medical treatment abroad, reduced tax at source on certain foreign remittances could ease financial pressure. Small policy tweaks like this often go unnoticed, but can significantly help middle-class families managing large expenses. Tourism and cultural development have also found space in this budget. Turning heritage sites into experiential destinations can attract global travelers while generating local employment. Tourism is one of those sectors where investment multiplies quickly, benefiting hotels, transport providers, local artisans, and small vendors. When you step back and look at the entire budget, a pattern becomes clear. The strategy seems to revolve around three pillars: building infrastructure, encouraging domestic production, and preparing India for a sustainable and technologically advanced future. Of course, no budget is perfect. Some critics may argue that more immediate relief for consumers could have boosted spending faster. Others might say that execution matters more than announcements. And that's true. The success of any budget ultimately depends on how efficiently these plans are implemented. But overall, the direction appears focused on long-term strength rather than short-term popularity. Investments in transport, manufacturing, clean energy, and skills are not overnight solutions. They are foundations for the next decade. So what does this mean for you? If you're a job seeker, infrastructure and manufacturing growth usually translate into more opportunities. If you're an investor, higher capital expenditure often signals economic expansion. If you're a business owner, improved logistics and financial reforms can lower operational hurdles. And if you're a taxpayer, simpler systems can make life easier even without major rate cuts. India is currently one of the fastest growing major economies in the world, and budgets like this attempt to maintain that momentum while preparing for future challenges such as climate change, global competition, and technological disruption. And that brings us to the end of today's deep dive into the Union Budget 2026-27. This budget lays out an ambitious roadmap, one that aims to balance growth, sustainability, and opportunity. Whether these promises translate into real change is something we'll witness in the coming years. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, share it with someone who wants to understand the budget without complicated jargon, and subscribe to my channel for more clear and insightful explanations on finance, economy, and important national developments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay informed, stay smart, and take care.